Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashlyn. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. So for today's video, I just wanted to rehash the whole Makeover Monday series that I used to do on my channel way back when. So I just wanted to kind of bring that series back. I've started off with none other than my sister today, and you'll see there's a couple videos of her in the past, and I just want you guys to, you know, just take a stroll back there and just take a look at those videos, and you'll just see a huge difference in not only the style of my work, the quality of my work, but also the quality of the video. But for this video, we just did something very simple, a basic makeover, just to give her a little enhancement, kind of like an everyday look for her. We just have a lot of fun doing these. I have a lot of fun doing the makeover series. We just sit there and chit chat. I hit up my girls or anybody and I ask them like, hey, you want to do a video? And everybody's always down for a free makeover. So it is what it is. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. The editing might be a little choppy, but bear with me. I'm going to get better at this. These are all new equipment and software that I'm learning as I go, so just bear with me. But if you guys want to see this makeover, please stay tuned and keep on watching.
So I'm starting by applying some moisturizer to her skin. I'm using the Embryolisse Moisturizer, and I'm applying it with a beauty blender to really help push that product in there. Now I'm using the Becca Ever Matte Primer. This is a really great primer. It really helps with controlling some oiliness. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation. I'm also using this foundation as her highlight and her contour. I'm sorry, but I do not remember the shades that I used for her. But as you can tell, her foundation shade is a little lighter than her actual face complexion. My sister's face complexion is lighter than her chest and her arms area, so I tend to always go with whatever their shade is on the rest of their body than their actual face. And as far as the highlight shade, I just decided to do something really subtle. I didn't go too bright with her highlight. I also didn't go too dark with her contour. I just wanted to be a natural, subtle enhancement instead of your, usual glam face beat for her. So I'm using my trusty beauty blender to help blend out this foundation or under her eye. I am going in dabbing motions, tapping and dabbing motions, lightly and gently. You don't want to go and press too hard on your client's face, but I'm just using light dabbing motions to blend out the foundation or concealer, if you will. I'm making sure to really try my best to blend out those edges. I'm going in the inner corner as well to make sure that I press and push that product in. So I did not speed this process up. I kind of wanted you guys to see my whole process when it comes to blending out the under eye area or any areas that you're highlighting and contouring. It's pretty time consuming. That's probably one of the most important parts when you're applying makeup, is to make sure that everything is evenly and seamlessly blended beautifully together. So I kind of just wanted you guys to see the whole process with blending out the highlight and the contour together and to see how it all comes together. here I'm just using an angled fluffy brush to do her nose contour. I'm starting off at the beginning of her eyebrows and I'm slowly bringing it down to the tip of her nose on both sides. Reason why I prefer to use this brush is because I can also blend out the product as I'm doing this. So I really enjoy using this particular brush for this particular purpose. And I'm using the same sponge that I used to blend out her highlight. There's no need in using different sponges, especially if it's going to help marry everything together. I am using the opposite side of the sponge and more so the body side of the sponge versus the pointier side. But all of this just helps tie everything together when you're using the same sponge. This is the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I am applying this powder with a powder puff. First, you want to make sure that you blend out any creases that you have under your eye, because if you don't, you're pretty much setting the creases there for them to stay. But I usually don't bake. I don't know what happened that day. I think that I ended up just having too much product on the powder puff, so I guess baking it is that day. But I'm just making sure to press and push that product in. As you can tell, the other areas, it kind of just settles right into the skin. Now I'm using my trusty MAC Studio Fix pressed powder foundation in the shade NW50, I believe. And I'm just setting the rest of the face with my powder brush, lightly dusting it on. And now I'm using the Marena Beauté bronzing powder in the shade Ebene. This has been a staple, my go-to powder when it comes to bronzing for deep chocolate girls. Now I'm using the ColourPop Brow Precision Pencil. This pencil is exactly what they say, very precise. It's a fine tip pencil. This shade is black and brown, I believe. It is extremely pigmented. It doesn't leave that shiny, waxy finish at the end. And I'm just doing very short hair-like strokes, so it can still have that soft finish and not super harsh. Same thing goes for the very beginning of the brows. Now I'm just cleaning up under her brow with the same shade that I use under her eye, and I'm using a flathead Morphe brush. Just very subtle, nothing too crazy. I didn't want to go too light with the under eye highlight. So with a fluffy blending brush, I'm using the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. I'm going back and forth between these two different shades. One's more of a reddish brown and the other one's more has a little less warmth to it, a little cool tone to it. These are going to be her transitional shades. We opted to go for more of a golden, coppery, sparkly eye. You guys know I love shimmer, love shimmer. So it's something subtle, but yet still, you can still see it. So that's what we opted to go with. This is MAC Cosmetic. It's a pigment or a glitter. There we go. It's a glitter in the shade copper. Yeah, the copper tone. No, it's the shade copper. Sorry. And so I just lightly tap that in, and I'm just dusting off any glitter that might have fallen on her face. I'm just adding just a little bit of that brown eyeshadow on her under her lower lash line, just a subtle hint of it, and we're just going to keep it very simple. Going to add a little bit of mascara, nothing crazy. I think this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Mascara, but I am using a disposable tip because this isn't her personal mascara. As for blush, I'm going in with Marena Beauté, one of her blush Tarou. I think I'm saying that incorrect, but this is in the shade Peach Marron. And I'm just lightly dusting that on the apples of her cheek and along her cheekbones. And this is the Morphe highlighter in the shade Mirage, and I'm just lightly going against the top of her cheekbones with that highlight shade. Now I'm using my oldie but goodie MAC Chestnut liner. This is a forever staple in my kit, in my personal stash as well. I always recommend it for our deep chocolate girls. I have yet to find a shade that competes with this. I am in the market though for a new shade or a new lip liner for dark chocolate girls, but until then I will continue using my MAC Chestnut lip liner. Always, always. So I'm just lightly overlining her lip a little bit, just to give her more of a pout, but nothing too crazy. So I'm just lining her lip with that. I'm going in with the NYX lipstick in the shade Sierra. It's a nice nude color with a little peach and brown undertone to it. And it has a little bit of a gloss or a shine to it. I shouldn't say gloss, but it has a little bit of a shine to it. So it's not your typical matte lipstick. And I'm just making sure to blend out the edges, make sure that the lip liner actually blends in with your lipstick. Nothing too harsh. Now we took her from being a natural beauty to this golden goddess.